Hey there, YouTube. It's time to talk about this, the Staccato HD P4. This is the 4-inch version of the new Staccato HD. I want to talk about the review and progress, what kind of experience I've had with the gun so far. And then, of course, I've used this gun as a loaner a little bit, had plenty of people mess around with it. So I could share some other people's opinions with you as well. So let's get into it. As you know, this is the Staccato HD, their new duty pistol, if you will. Takes Glock compatible magazines if you're into that sort of thing. And, there it is. It's your duty style 2011. If you're not aware, this thing has plenty of features that, if you're looking at a checklist or the features that you want the gun to have, this gun has them. It's ambi everything, so ambi slide stop, ambi safety, right? I think the magazine release is reversible. These irons here, as a backup set of irons, it's like the most interesting, best irons I've seen. You see how thin those things are? They're really quick to pick up. They're not annoying at all when you're not using them. So if I'm just using the optic, like I don't notice the iron sights, but if I want to use the iron sights, I'm like, wow, these are really usable. These are really nice. That's the kind of thing that this gun has as a checklist gun. It has all of these features, well, that people say they want, Um, but it's kind of weird because if you look at it subjectively, like not at the feature checklist, you'd say, well, this gun has a heavier trigger and it doesn't shoot as soft even as a Staccato P. Like, why would you get this? This doesn't make any sense. And that's what I mean. It's an interesting gun in a few ways because of the different crowds or the different niches that the gun serves, or in a lot of it doesn't serve. Okay, anyway, my experience with the gun, about 5,000 rounds through it. Not all of them by me. I think maybe most of them by me, but not all of them by far. It's been loaned out to people in classes a few times, shot by me, loaned out to other people while having them shoot it. So far, it hasn't malfunctioned. It hasn't done anything it's not supposed to do. I would judge the gun as, yep, it seems just as accurate as Staccato P, for example, or other products like that. Seems just as accurate. It's been reliable. It is working in all of those ways. Apart from the checklist features it has, which a lot of people might be interested in, it also does well in like a subjective handling test. So as you hold the gun here, it's a unique feel to the grip. Honestly, it's different to a normal 2011. But at the same time, it feels nice. It's well balanced. I would say the gun doesn't feel front heavy or top heavy. It feels balanced right into the grip. Again, this is subjective, but a lot of people who pick it up and hold it, they're like, wow, this feels nice. Like this gun, it feels really good. If you pick it up and mess around with it, the Series 80 trigger, the drop safe one that Staccato is now installing, you're like, yeah, that feels a little bit stiffer compared to a Staccato P, for example. But at the same time, it's a difference I can detect, but does it actually matter when I'm really shooting it? I don't think that much. I don't think so much. So if you are interested in the checklist features or the subjective part of the gun, like the subjective handling, like there's a lot that recommends this. But at the same time, if you shoot it, side by side with like other guns that you would consider, like if you shoot it side by side with a Staccato P, most people would say, well, the P shoots better. It's softer. The trigger's a little bit lighter. If you shoot it side by side with a factory Glock, you would think this shoots better, I think, but it's not a super dramatic difference. It's, hey, this trigger's easier to deal with. Maybe I like the grip angle better. But again, it's not dramatically different than like a Glock. So like I said, this gun is like, it kind of sits in a strange part of the market as near as I can tell. All right, a couple other issues to talk about is the safety. Now, for whatever reason, the feel of this safety, as far as how the grip is, how your hand sits on it, like where your thumb gets on the safety, it's a different feel to normal 2011s. I would say a lot more people have complained about the safety placement on this gun. One of my friends was shooting it today, shooting it like this, and just having his thumb on the safety, but not actively putting pressure on it. The safety flipped up. See if I can get it to do it. I'll just put slight up pressure. There it is. So with just slight pressure pressing up on the safety, I mean very slight, the safety flips up when you move the slide, like very noticeably, much more so than a normal 2011. Like I've heard a lot of people complaining about the safety on this for this reason, like it's easy to have it flip up when you're shooting it, which I think that is true. It's more true on this than other guns I've shot. And then again, feeling like it's a hot spot or it doesn't feel very good compared to a standard 2011. Like people just not liking how this thing feels. I have definitely seen quite a lot of that. Now, it's not a huge difference for me personally, but I have to tell you, a lot of people, when they pick that thing up, like something that they have a problem with is the safety, or something they don't like the feel of is the safety. So as it sits now, the gun's, does all the things you want it to do, right? It's a duty pistol that has all the stuff on the checklist. It subjectively feels good. It's also really expensive. It doesn't shoot really better than other stuff that, if you're in that price range, it sure doesn't shoot better than other stuff in that price range. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it creates this situation where there's a lot of upsides I can see to the gun, and as well a lot of downsides, or a lot of different types of people you'd look at and say, hey, you would never buy this, or this wouldn't be right for you to buy. There's a lot of people in that demographic with this gun. I don't know. It'll be interesting to kind of come to a verdict over the next few thousand rounds about like what I really think about this thing, or under what circumstances would I buy it or recommend people buy it. That'll be a little more interesting question. Anyway, if you have questions or comments on the gun, go ahead and put it down below.